All right. I think it's going to work in just a second. Maybe. It's thinking. There we go. Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Walker's Storytime. This morning, I'm going to be reading you 3 books from our library that are in our ebook collection. So they're ones that you can access through the catalog if you decide you want to. So the first one here is called Herbie's Big Adventure, and it is written by Jenny Pooh. Herbie was born in late summer, just as the first autumn leaves were beginning to flutter down the forest. "Mommy!" Herbie exclaimed when he opened his eyes. "Hello, Herbie," his mother said gently. Herbie snuggled into her arms. It felt just right. Soon Herbie began to play games. He burrowed in a secret cave. He tumbled into a tricky jungle. He went roly-poly down a steep mountain. Whee! Herbie was growing very fast. Day by day, the little hedgehog was becoming a big hedgehog. One day, his mother shared some exciting news. "Herbie," she said, "you're nearly ready for your own foraging adventure." "Foraging?" Herbie asked. To to go exploring and finding good things to eat," she explained. Herbie was surprised. "But, Mommy, I'm not ready. I'm just a little hedgehog." "Herbie, you are ready. You can burrow and tumble and sniff. Will go out and explore and come back to me when your adventure is done." Soon enough, the big day arrived. "Good luck. Have fun," his mother called. Herbie shivered and took a brave step into the world. Before he knew it, he was swept up by the whirling westerly wind. Whoosh! Herbie twisted and twirled and landed in a crisp pile of leaves. Crunch! He quickly began rummaging for things to eat. "What was I so worried about?" he wondered. "Foraging is fun." Herbie nibbled on an apple core, and it felt like everything was just right. Just as Herbie was about to dig a little deeper, another swift wind blew into the forest. Herbie held tightly to the little brown leaf. The wind carried Herbie and his little brown leaf in a new direction. Herbie closed his eyes as the air swirled around him, and he went around and around and around. Herbie landed with a poof. Brr! He burrowed upward and opened his eyes. Everything twinkled and glistened. Herbie was chilly and damp. He looked at the little leaf that had carried him so far, and an idea began to form. Ta-da! Herbie's leaf became a hat. Boy, that leaf is useful. Herbie climbed his way to the very top of the world. He was getting sleepy and he wanted to snuggle down for a nap. But where? He tried nestling in a pricky relative, squeezing into a pocket of troll, burrowing under an owl's wing. But as hard as he tried, he couldn't find anywhere to sleep that was as cozy as his mother's arm. Then Herbie saw a monstrous shape. As he crept closer and closer, the shape got bigger and bigger until Herbie found himself standing in the shadow of a great mother snow bear. "I'm Herbie," the hedgehog said bravely. "I have been foraging all day, and now I'm looking for some place to rest. I am cold and sleepy." A little breeze blew, and Herbie saw the great bear nod and open her arms. Herbie scurried into them. The kind snow bear held the little hedgehog warmly. It felt just right, and Herbie fell asleep. Herbie slept soundly all night. In the morning, he felt better. "Thank you, Snow Bear," Herbie said, and tumbled out of her arms. At that moment, an enormous easterly wind whistled all around him. Whoosh! The wind blew him all the way back home. "I knew you would be home today," Herbie Mother said. "You were right, Mommy," said Herbie. "I was ready for a big adventure, but now being home with you feels just right." The end. Cool, huh? All right. Now I'm going to switch, and we are going to do a nonfiction book. I have two nonfiction books for us. This one is one of your science concepts, I think, called Living or Non-Living. And this book was written by Annie Dunning. Living or Non-Living. Living or non-living. The world is full of life. Take a deep breath, and you are a living human being. Look around. Plants and animals are living things too. There are many non-things in the world. A ball, a bicycle are not alive. Rocks and sand and water are non-living things too. Energy. Living things need energy. Plants make up energy from sunlight, air, and water. They catch sunlight on their leaves. Water and air enter the plants through the leaves' roots. Animals need energy too. They eat food for their bodies to make energy. Animals also drink water and breathe air to survive. Moving and reacting. Living things move on their own. Non-living things do not move on their own. Plants shoot up from the soil, and animals fly, run, or swim. Living things react to the things around them. Plants react by bending towards the sunlight. Animals react with their senses. Living things reproduce. They make more of their kind. Ducks lay eggs, and ducklings grow to be like their parents. Non-living things cannot reproduce. Living things grow and change. Leaves grow and change color, then they fall to the ground. All living things grow old and die. And here is an activity you could do at the end where you look and take time. The activity, the world is full of living and non-things. Can't find out how to tell the difference between them. So you could make a chart, and you could list your things and decide if they were living and non-living. All right. You ready for our last story?
Yes.
It is called North American Black Bears. These are the type of bears that live in our Great Smoky Mountains. And this book was written by G.G. Lake. And our black bears will probably be coming out soon. Clawed climbers. A big black animal climbs the tree. His carved claws and big paws help him climb fast. He's a North American black bear. All black bears have strong bodies. Their legs are short but powerful. Most adult black bears weigh at least 200 pounds. Look at that black bear. He's big. Black bears do not always have black fur. Their fur can be black or brown. Black bears have lighter fur around their muzzles. And if we look over here at our picture, we find that we have an arrow that points to the muzzle, and our vocabulary word right here, muzzle. Forest homes. Black bears are found throughout North America. They live in the woods and near water. So here we have a picture of a black bear. And if we look at our map, it's titled North American Black Bear Range Map. And if you look over here, the key on our map tells us that we're looking for orange where black bears live. So if we look over here at our map, it has North America, and all over North America is orange because that's where the black bears live. Black bears live in homes called dens. A den can be found in many places. It can be in a cave or a hollow log or dug into the ground. Look, here we have a black bear and it looks like some cubs. And look, here's a black bear peeking out of its cave or its den in a tree. Finding food. Black bears are not picky eaters. They eat berries and bugs and fish. Black bears sniff with their noses to find their food. See the black bear sniffing the berries over here? Black bears can smell food at campsites. Oh no. Campers keep their food away from bears. Campers hide their food and pick up their trash. I don't think this camper did a very good job of that. Do you? Life cycle. A mother black bear gives birth to 1 to 5 cubs at a time. Her babies are born, they are covered in fur, but the cubs are born blind. Look at the mama and the babies. Cubs stay with their mothers for a year and a half. Then they leave to live on their own. Black bears can live up to 20 years in the wild. Look at these black bear cubs. Aren't they cute? But we have to stay far away from them. And that is the end of our story. Well, I hope you enjoyed those stories. And I hope you will join me again on Wednesday at 9 o'clock for our next story time.
And Friday.